to meet you, Kira, and
Thank you.
Stella from China. And nice to interview you because you are the major speakers in the UI conference. Also, you are the professor of the London School of Astrology. So, welcome to. Will you please introduce us? What's your specificity in the astrology? Yes.
Yeah. So my specialty in astrology is health astrology or medical astrology. I'm a practicing astrologer, but I also practice natural medicine, so herbal medicine, nutrition, and so I combine the two for looking at someone's general health and how to work with the health ailments they're having. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all, in the London School of Astrology, that's my area that I lecture in, is I do all the medical astrology for Frank, pretty much.
Yeah. Yes. So, so maybe there's a lot of types of medicine astrology. So what's your difference?
Yeah.
Unique things?
So I'm a modern astrologer. I use some traditional ideas, but I mainly use medical astrology. I use the natal chart as like the blueprint for how someone's health is strong or where it's weak. And then I use mainly foods and activities and suggestions of diet and lifestyle to help strengthen areas. Yes. I also do a lot of looking at when people do have a health issue, finding where it is in the chart, and then discussing not just physical treatment, but the psychology or the emotion of maybe why the physical ailment is happening. Yeah, so kind of we call it mind-body medicine.
Mind-body,
yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
And as I know, you have you can realize a lot of herbs, and you will use that in your constellation or something. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So often I suggest herbs. Often I will use herbal teas because they're easier for people to go find, or swapping out too much coffee for some green tea, and very simple ideas. But I do use herbs. I use nutrition supplements, but I do a lot of suggestions by food, and warm foods, cold foods. I use the elements, like Chinese medicine uses the elements, and Western astrology has slightly different idea around the elements, but can be similar. And so often I look at treatment by element, warming people up, cooling them down, depending on their ailments. So I do a lot of that as well.
That's
kind of seasonal playing. Yeah.
Yeah, so if the people is Scorpio, and so he need the fire element or
yeah, well, it depends on the whole natal chart, but a Scorpio is a cold water, and all the water signs can attract more ailments and colds and flus because they're already cold, and water like attracts energy. So often you're really working on their immune system and warming foods, warming them up.
Warming them up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because more and more people realize that the food is quite important. And people maybe think, the pork is not so healthy, or people will prefer the beef or those kind of. It's a trend also, I think, in China now.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Or vegetarian. I know at the moment vegetarian is very popular, which can be incredibly healthy for some people. And then for other constitutions, we would say, other people astrologically, like the fire signs, do really well with a bit of meat in their diet, more than some of the earth signs will often move towards vegetarian. There's different flavors depending on element as well. But I mean, anybody can eat anything, but it's about how your body feels. So sometimes people get in their mind they want to eat a certain way, but it's not so great for their body. Even if it's healthy, it can deplete them, or it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because I do some DNA test.
Oh yes, me too. Yeah.
The DNA test will say that you will easily feel hungry or this kind of thing. But I think it's good to match to the astrology. And,
yes, yeah, that would be a big project, but it would be fascinating to look at somebody's in their DNA when you test their genes, because you can see you maybe could have cardiovascular disease later, or you have the gene for gaining weight. It would be very interested to match it into astrology.
Yeah, actually, I'm the body who is quite easy to getting weight.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, but also my south node in the second house.
Yes.
I think maybe that is the reason. But yeah, it's quite nice if you can give us the lesson, and we can have learn more about how can we analyze our own chart and then match to
body. One of my favorite lectures that I give is it's called The Astrology of Body Issues. And it's on how the body uses protein and sugars, but it's also on how your body processes food and gaining weight and losing weight and signatures in the astrology chart for issues around weight loss or issues around eating disorders. I don't know in China how prominent that is, but in the West it's horrible. So people that then struggle with their food issues, that you can see a lot of things in the chart. It's quite fascinating because if you learn about that in yourself, sometimes it's easier to work with it. And that's one of the things I like about astrology. You know, we can go, oh, I don't like this about myself, or I do like this. But when you see it in your natal chart, it makes you softer with yourself or more accepting about what's happening. Or it gives you tools of what to go do. You know, you then can have a tool to how to work with my Venus, or how to work with my moon conjunct Pluto, or whatever people have. Yeah,
I see.
Makes people be nicer to themselves, which is half of your health to begin with.
It's quite important things that people to know themselves better.
Absolutely.
Yes, and also will you please give us some tips for the maybe coming months and or what kind of things, because you know the Uranus in the Taurus, and what kind of illusion will bring us to our body, or you can give
absolutely
us some advice?
So Taurus is about the physical form, but it's also, you know, when you in regular astrology, we talk about it's what you value. And in medical astrology, Taurus it's the physical body, it's the throat, and it's the thyroid. So how fast our body gains weight, loses weight. But it's also how we value our own body. And I think with Uranus coming into Taurus for the next 7 years, a lot of people are going to change or need to work with how good they feel about their body, because we're so hard on ourselves. Yet I think Uranus brings us new ways to process how we feel about ourselves physically. And I think it's an opportunity. With Uranus, you can make great change quite quickly. You know, if Saturn was coming in, it's slow change, or fear or depression around what's happening with your physical body. But with Uranus, you can make great changes quite quickly. And that's what people like change around their body to be fast. People don't always like change. But so I think people are going to have to work hard, but find good insight into how they value their physical body and their health.
So actually, before I met Frank, and Frank said, oh, maybe I will do some exercise and to treat my body better, or exchange my lifestyle, all those kind of things. And Uranus gives you an opportunity of trying new things and really adventuring from the normal that you do and finding something new and creative, and I think it's going to be great. I'm really interested to see, and I think, you know, energetic medicines will become more, you know, like acupuncture is very Uranian, and I think people will really find a lot of people do receive acupuncture, but I think people will find a lot more
use in a wide variety of kind of Uranian style treatments as well, or be more open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even acupuncture is now having a lot of research about it finally come out. I mean, it's been used for thousands of years, but now we're actually getting the solid Taurian research around how it works coming out, which is, I think, very exciting.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because acupuncture in China is quite
common.
Traditional. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And in the West, very popular, but there's not a lot of science, there's not a lot of research the way we research in the West, but it's starting to come out, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And, you know, medical astrology in some ways is very Uranian, so hopefully it's quite different. It won't be commonplace, but yeah, I think people are really starting to want to be aware of what's going on with their health and paying more attention to it.
Yes. Yes, so looking forward to your lessons.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, your course in China.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.